Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back on Facebook here. We are live again. We just wrapped up in super amazing master
Yeah.
chat on creativity.
Yeah.
I wanted to say a word, but I can't. I have to let you say it.
Not
So like just
allowed.
stumbling all over my words there. So let me just flip to you and Tiffany. How was the chat tonight?
It was awesome. So I haven't been on like the pre
It's
or
been
the
a
post.
while since we've been on here, and I've been able to
Yeah.
do that. So I
Yeah.
almost said it, and I'm like, I can't say it. I gotta let Tiffany say it. That
I've been
was
on the
really
road
hard because
so
I love
much,
saying
but
that word too.
it was really good. Like I really needed that because this was really the
Mm,
first Thursday in a while that I've been able to be like fully there. Like
yeah.
I've been in and out during Mastery Chat for the last few weeks. I haven't been doing live, but like I was all there today. And
Hmm.
I get so jazzed up talking to other educators. I
Yeah.
just love it.
Yeah. I was.
It's awesome.
I always say. I think I say like pretty much every time that like one of my favorite things is going back and reading the after the chat is finished stuff.
Yeah.
And they were pouring in already, so I already got to see a bunch of like I needed this. This was
Yeah.
great. I've been stressed out. There was someone I'm mad at myself for not screenshot and talking to her. I don't think I did, but I tagged you on it, and she like
Oh, the
typed
one that
out
made
that
me cry?
she was tired on the couch, but then she popped up because it was game time, like mastery chat game time,
Yeah.
and I said that was awesome or something like that, and she said, well, that's what happens when you create. Uh, a community like this that inspires people, and I'm like, oh, and so I knew that would get you, so that's why I made sure to tag
Yeah.
you in that.
Like right
But
here.
like
And
that's it's I was hoping for a lot of that tonight because I know a lot of people are either a weekend or in the middle of the
yeah.
first week or maybe getting ready next week, and there's probably a lot of stress. I mean, there's a lot going on. Hi Amber, hi Tina. But yeah, it was an awesome chat. Really great. Monica did a fantastic job.
Yeah, she did.
Some great questions that really got, and a lot. It was just like what we were hoping for. I mean, I saw a lot of creative answers, not to be punny, but also a lot of like different perspectives and different thoughts, and
Yeah.
people throwing out questions that they had and issues and struggles and stuff, and sharing ideas and stuff. I've got to do a quick cute moment. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, everybody can say
Oh,
hi to
that
my
is a
beautiful
cute
daughter.
moment.
Can you say hi to
Hi,
everybody?
Jacqueline.
All
Oh,
right, I'll see
she's
you,
so
baby. I love
sweet.
you. All right, have fun, okay? All right, sorry. I told her no matter what, she had to come down and give Daddy a kiss before she went to Grandma's house for the night. So she
Aw,
listened to me. So she's
she's
heading out. So
adorable.
so you guys got the a little extra special there for you.
So
Amherst was amazing chat, which is absolutely true. Yeah, really cool. It was really awesome. I love seeing all the pictures of the sketch notes.
yeah,
And then a lot of the pictures of just the classrooms and things that they've seen that have been creative, everything like that. Because there's so many different ones, and the sketch notes was really cool because, and I think actually Monica touched on it, was to not be confused that sketch notes need to look like the amazing ones you see posted everywhere.
yes,
And you kind
yes,
of touched on a similar thing before the chat about don't be worried and don't consider yourself uncreative because
yes.
your classroom doesn't look like the one you saw on Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the
Mm-hmm.
same type of thing, like the sketch notes, and it doesn't have to be amazing. Like I shared that Sherrill did one for me when we did the chat, and there were
Right,
some amazing ones
right.
out there, but there's also some really cool ones of like a couple little lines, a couple circles on a paper, but I can't remember who it was, but she's like, this is a student who normally doesn't even pick up their pencil.
Right.
But
Well,
at
and I
least
think Monica
little
at one point she said, most of the people I draw are stick figures in her sketch
mm-hmm.
notes, and I think when we define creativity as Pinterest worthy, if you will, or when we
Mm-hmm.
define sketch notes as beautiful works of art, we close off a lot of options. And sketch
Yeah.
notes, well, they are visually interesting, and we've seen some people sketch note in amazing ways.
Yes.
It's not about the
Mm-mm.
doodles.
No.
Sketchnoting is about encoding the information in multiple ways. And it's funny because I know a lot about sketchnoting, but I've never done it. Like I've never used it in my classroom. I know. So I actually this year I'm working with some students who are struggling in some different content areas, and I'm like I had a light bulb. I had a moment where I was like, bing.
Yeah,
I need to
I
do
saw you
sketchnoting with my
mentioning that.
students.
I
Yeah.
saw you mention that. I'm excited to see how you use it. Now, I do it. I actually like. I've never called it sketching, but I do it a lot with my. I like to. We talked about like I'm kinesthetic. I like to have a pad of paper by me for like
Yeah.
initial thoughts, and but also for like my checklist for the day and stuff. But I do a lot of color coding that,
Do you?
and
See,
and
I doodle
and
all
just little
over my
things
notes.
like they're horrible. Like I'm
Yeah.
not good at that, so they don't look good. But it things that help me, like so I have different colors that I'll do certain things in, like so priority task or emergency things or things that like I cannot forget. Like I'll highlight in red or I'll just scribble around
You
in
have a
red
very
and blue,
organized
just like
system.
important thoughts, stuff like that. It doesn't look anywhere near organized, probably to anyone except me, maybe sometimes. But like
Yeah.
I love seeing that. And someone brought up and asked about text coding and whether that was the same as Sketchnotes.
Mm.
And I replied to her saying they're not the same thing, but they're the sort of the same purpose in a sense. It's a different way for a
Yeah.
student to look at something and create something. That text
They're almost
coding,
like cousins, you know?
yeah, in a way, yeah. And text
Yeah.
coding can be put within Sketchnotes.
Yes.
So like if that's if they're writing out the words, they can Sketchnote around it or color. You can text code it to help them better understand the words and things like that. So like there's a cool way to mix it in. But it was really cool to see all that, to see all those different ideas and stuff. That was a lot of fun.
And I've been doing a lot of thinking about our Mastery Chat group, and I alluded to it in the pre-chat video about how I find most valuable the moments when people disagree or when people question each other, or you know what I mean, like really when it's I was reading an article recently about Twitter, and it was something about like the echo chamber that Twitter sometimes becomes in these chats or in the communities, right? So everybody is pretty much thinking the same thing about education, and the conversation feels very much like 20 people saying the same thing over and over again.
Sure.
And I love our Mastery Chat so much because, I mean, on one hand, we are generally a community of people who are looking to do some innovative things, right? But there's a lot of different opinions and a lot of different strengths that people bring to that. And so there is such a variety in our chats. Ray and I joke all the time about how we are in the same chat and experiencing two completely different chats because there's so many different perspectives. And I love it. Monica, we're sad you can't do live stream too, but you were awesome, Monica.
Yeah,
it was
great
really good.
chat, Monica. Thank you so much for doing it. It was really great. I did do a couple screenshots. I don't know if you did that tonight. You and I do that every now and then.
Yeah.
So
it really
one
works
I grabbed
out when at least one of us does.
Yeah. So one of the ones like I unfortunately I didn't do it well throughout the whole chat. I just did it at the beginning because then you get into it and I forgot about it. But I enjoyed and we sort of touched on this and we touched quite a bit through this. But Marissa Stinger, which is at Teacher Stinger with an E. Yeah. She said, being creative is all about making something your own. It is not limited to art and extends to so many aspects in a classroom, from seating arrangements to class libraries and how we engage our students. And then she said, it is the decorated frosting on the cupcake, which I enjoyed because cupcakes are delicious.
I'm going to talk because I talk.
Good, so, yeah. No, go off.
What that makes me think of is a technique called Scamper. I don't know if you're familiar with Scamper. Are you? No way. No, I get to teach you something.
Yeah, teach me.
So it's a technique for creative thinking, right? And the idea is you take something that exists already and you scamper it. And each letter in Scamper stands for some way you can change or modify or repurpose that event. So I got to look it up because I am a terrible educator, apparently, who can't remember what Scamper stands for.
You're a great educator because you're showing me that it's okay to know everything. And
you're right. You're right.
We can Google it together and learn together.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so
I'm all right with that. I love
it. I have it. So Scamper stands for, and anybody who's watching this, you should really try this in your classroom because it can try it with your students. It can do some really interesting conversations.
Monica, she just look at text coded in Scamper.
Okay, so Scamper, the S is substitute.
Share some links, Monica, if you want to share the links, what you find there.
Do that.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, teacher. I'm going to disrupt that student. I apologize.
It's all right. So substitute, like take an idea and substitute part of it for something else, right?
Sure.
Combine. So putting two different ideas together that haven't been together previously. That's in Spanish. I got it. Adapt, so change, modify, purpose. Can you use an object for a different purpose? Eliminate and rearrange. And I've come to learn about myself that as an educator, I love scampering in the lessons I create and the ideas that I use in my classroom. And I think this is something a lot of teachers do very naturally, and recognizing this is, I think it could be powerful in harnessing it. But we see an idea wherever we see the idea, and then we take it and we tweak it and we modify it and we make it work in our own classroom. And that is Scamper and creative thinking at its very core. And I would encourage teachers to kind of look at what those Scamper letters stand for and take a lesson, take a unit, take something and just make it your own through that creative thinking process. Because when you do that, you know your students. I'm talking way too much. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
You're fine. Go.
I think of it too when we talk about the grid method, Jeff, right? So we talk about the grid method, and it's this structure and this layout for how you can organize and implement mastery learning in your classroom. And so there's a way that I use a grid and a way that I apply the grid ideas in my classroom. And it probably looks a little bit different than how Chad did in his classroom and how Ray does. And every time we go do a training, we say again and again and again to make this yours. If it's mastery learning and it's student pace and it clicks these check boxes, take this and fit it into what you see it as being significant in your classroom. And the power of educators to do that constantly blows my mind. Constantly.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So one thing, Kimberly Snodgrass, she posted one for question one. Well, she posted because she does hers are all like sparkly with stars, and she never just posts text. I love it.
Who is that?
Kimberly Snodgrass.
Oh yeah,
the amazing.
Yeah.
Kimberly Snodgrass says creativity in classroom embraces, fosters, and cultivates a culture that supports this idea. And then she has Dave Burgess screaming, "We want makers, not memorizers, creators, not consumers." And of course, props to Dave. So, but I love that, like, that's like that creators. And I actually got into a side conversation. I can't remember who it was. I think it was with Nick up in Canada. We were talking about, and I don't know if you and I talked about this, or I think maybe it was Ray and I on one of the podcasts recently, but I was reading a book. I had to find it because I forget which book it was in, and they were citing a whole list of studies, psychological studies that basically prove that the traditional model of education literally teaches creativity out of students.
Yes.
Like they measure like the how the science stuff behind that. And so it was Nick, because he was mentioning how he started utilizing I think Sketchnotes and just saw the creativity explode and like that. And I was saying it's amazing what happens when we don't teach it out of them anymore. And like it's this thing where it's just really cool to think about that. And so like that's we want these we need, it's not even what we want, we need makers and creators. We don't need memorize. Like there's not gonna be much of a future or much opportunity for kids in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, if even now, that just know how to grab something, regurgitate, or repeat. They need to be able to create and think and do, and they need to be able to scamper. And really, it really is. Like they need to be able to do that type of stuff.
I would argue that they've always needed to be able to do it, and we are just now starting to recognize that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if we look historically, the individuals who have, I'm struggling to find the right adjective, not the most successful, not the most influential, but those are close. The ones who change the world, right? The ones who have
disruptors
pushed humanity forward are the ones who think that way, right? And who have that creativity, and they're not just regurgitators. And we've always needed them. I am just honored and very enthused that our field is recognizing that. And maybe it's because we are forced to, because the economy is looking at us or whatever.
But I think the reason we're forced to do that, that we're finally recognizing, is that you could get by in life 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago without being that. And you could be fine. And you could live a great life and be successful and take care of your family and everything like that. Our kids, our young kids right now are not going to be able to do that in 20 years when they're out without this type of skill set. Right. And so it's yes, we need them for those big things and change the world, but they're going to need it simply to
day-to-day survival
and survive, or they won't be able to. And that's Thomas C. Murray talks about that all the time.
Oh yeah.
And that's like what drives him. And he talks, about how he thinks about his kids and what it's going to be like when they're graduated in 2030 or whatever it is, which is I think the same as
Jonathan,
my son. Yeah. So like, it's the same thing there, which, by the way, shameless plug, Thomas C. Murray is one of the guests on the podcast.
Oh, awesome.
I won't tell you what episode it is, but it's just like
somewhere
Tom magic the whole way through. So it's fantastic.
I want to talk more about the podcast in just a minute, but there's something I want to say connected to like that whole shift thing in the research. So Rachel came home tonight from school. It's her second day of school. And she was so excited. You should all know about Rachel, that she geeks out about education as much as I do. It's fabulous. She's
possibly
14.
More. Possibly more.
But she came home and she was talking about what her social studies teacher said to them today. And he said, I don't care if you learn social studies. And right then I knew I liked the guy. Right? Like he said, I don't care if you learn social studies. I care that you learn how to form an argument and express your ideas and think critically. And I was like, yes. And Rachel was so sweet. She's like, yeah. So, it is so exciting. Like I get tingles in my fingers and I just get so jazzed up when I think about how many teachers are making those transformations happen in education. And
when we talk about a time, like one of the big things that drives us is that we want that for our kids. Yeah. And I always look at it and say, if I want that for my kids, I should want that for everyone else's kids too. And that's why we do what we do. So like, I love it. It's great
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Monica says she loves podcasts. I can't wait to subscribe. Can't wait to hear what you think.
Oh, Monica, you're in for such a treat.
On the podcast, first 3 episodes will release on Monday. And then it will be weekly, every week, releasing there. They're about 30 minutes, give or take, depending on how it goes. They are formatted with Ray and I just having a conversation with awesome educators. It feels a lot like these after chats when we get to have like the moderators on and stuff like that, or guests on when we have a conversation. It's structured a little bit with some questions to lead us, but then we let them just kind of take us where they want to take us. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited. So
I'm excited because I know that all the podcast episodes are like in our Google Drive folder. I haven't looked at any of them.
They're not. They're
not? I thought they were.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
only I have control.
Like you know me too. Like I look at everything. But I'm so excited to kind of be on this podcast journey with everybody else and experience them together. But I am a little sad too, because last year I had an hour-long drive to work. Well, I'm not sad about having an hour-long drive to work.
Yeah, but you still have plenty of time in your car going to and from work to get an episode in every week.
Yeah, but still, it's like
it'd be golden.
I probably won't listen to all 3 this week because I don't think I'll have time, but that's okay.
Well, it's all right. You'll have a few weeks to go, and then that'll get you longer as you catch up and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun. What we may have to do. We'll just do like a weekly. We're just gonna do more because we all need more to do. We could do a weekly recap of the podcast on Facebook Live with you.
So like I listen to it live and like pause it and say,
and you, me, and Ray come on. Maybe we'll have Chad come on too with us, and we'll just like get your thoughts on it because the episodes, like Ray and I are recording them and they're coming out weeks later. So
right.
It could be fun. Hi Jordan, how you doing, man? Good to see you here.
Hi Jordan.
So let's talk then. There was another exciting thing that's happening next week that we were going to get to, but we ran out of town early on. That I'm super excited about.
Did we tell them when the podcast come out? Monday, right? We told them. Yes. Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
Podcast comes out on Monday.
Okay.
And that'll be on teachbetter.com/podcast, which is not live yet, but it will be on Monday. So that'll be where you go for that. It'll be out on iTunes and Google Play and everything like that as well, although they sometimes have their own schedules for when it actually gets put up for the first couple episodes. So it might just be on the site for the first few days, but that's out of our control because Apple does what they want. Anyway, always. The other exciting thing is that if you're familiar with our Teach Better Academy, we've got a new course coming out.
Yeah, we do.
We're working hard on it. Tiffany, you want to tell them what the new course is?
I would love to. Okay, so this new course, guys, a little background first. So you know that mastery learning is something that we are all like really into. Obviously, our chat's called Mastery Chat. And so we do a lot of work with districts and schools and teachers, and sometimes the like full unit-based mastery learning grid that we talk about can be a little bit overwhelming for some people. And so what I wanted to do is create kind of like a starter course, a get your feet wet, nibble on what mastery learning is, and show people how you can do it in like a single class period or over the course of a couple class periods. So what the course is all about, it's called Bite-Size Mastery. And it's all about how you create that, how you can set that up in your classroom and create, 1 or 2 day long mastery lessons that really meet students where they are and let them move when they're ready. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited about that.
There's a lot of food rereferences too, because
it's an adorable it
really is adorable.
In my opinion. It's really, it's super powerful. I always love that I get to, because I do a lot of the back end stuff, I get to see all the stuff before it comes out. So I get to always see the videos and see the course and stuff. So it's a good one. So that's really coming out.
Like it's something that, okay. So, Joy Kerr in the book Shift This, right?
Yeah.
And she talks about like just tweaking, constantly tweaking. And sometimes where a teacher is compared to where like the grid method full unit mastery learning is, it's just such a huge span that they stop before they get started. And I never want somebody to stop before they get started with mastery learning or individualized learning or personalized learning, because it is such a powerful thing. So this is like, if you're here and full unit mastery is here, this is going to take you here. And that's a really good stepping stone. And that will get you halfway to full unit awesomeness. So I can't wait for people to take it and feel like, yes, I can do this.
Yes. So that's going to be releasing at the end of next week. That will be, if you are already a member and subscribe to the Academy, that'll automatically enroll you as soon as we hit publish on that. If you don't know what we're talking about there, our courses are up in there. We have free courses, we have paid courses, but then we also have a membership that's $9 a month that gets you everything we have.
Forever and ever.
For as long as you are a member in there, you get access to every course we have, and every new course will automatically enroll you into it. So that is included in your Teach Better Academy membership as well, just like every other course. So super excited about that. We have like 3 or 4 other courses that are in the works that are going to be out in the next couple months. So that's really exciting.
It's pretty much going to be like 1 a month, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where we're shooting at right now. From here on out, it's going to be 1 a month. So maybe we'll do 2 if we can get crazy.
Oh,
but we're going to shoot for 1 a month. So there was another exciting thing that was today that's not like coming tomorrow or anything like that.
Oh, yes, we can talk about that.
So Tiffany and I, we can't give too many details, but Tiffany and I went and toured what we think is very likely going to be, but at least a potential venue for the Teach Better conference next year.
It was fabulous.
We're really excited about where we looked at, and we think that's probably where we're going to be. We're working with them to figure out all the logistics. But that's super excited. So if you forgot that we announced that, or you didn't catch when we announced that back, it was June when we announced it, huh?
Gosh, yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, we haven't really talked about it. So expect a lot of information coming soon about the conference next year, including, sort of where it's going to be, what the pricing is going to be, the time, the dates, the sort of the theme of everything, and we'll be opening up for submissions to come speak and things like that. So lots of really cool stuff.
I am so excited for that event. So
yeah,
excited.
there's a lot of, we got the podcast coming out, a new course, we got the conference. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. We're really excited. So we hope you guys are excited too. And I hope that everyone's having an amazing either second week, first week, or almost first week of school. I know there are a few that are coming back next year. Monica says, where would that be? Monica, it's going to be in Akron, Ohio, which is Northeast Ohio. I'm not sure where Monica is. Where are you, Monica?
Where are you, Monica? We should know that.
I mean, you're on Facebook, but where are you? I don't know, but it's going to be Northeast Ohio, and that's really simply because the majority of our team is here.
Yeah.
It makes it a little easier for us.
And there's some really cool stuff in the area too.
What's that?
There's some really cool stuff in the area too. Like,
and a big reason also is that because we have team members in other places that we could have done is that like there's nothing there are no conferences like what we're trying to put on in Northeast Ohio, and so we feel like it needs to happen here. So we're super excited about that. So. She's in
Monica,
Tennessee. Oh, you can come off that's from Tennessee. That's an easy drive.
You can do that, Monica.
Got it.
November next year, not this year.
Yeah, it's looking like
year.
November. Most likely November.
Yeah.
We haven't confirmed that yet, but most likely November. Next week's moderator, I didn't see. Maybe Amber can tag it.
Hang on. She just did because she's fabulous. It is building our reading and writing lives as a classroom community with Teresa Gross.
There you go. I knew it was Teresa, but I didn't have the thing. So I'm just putting up. There's Teresa's name. What's the topic again, Tiff?
Oh, I said it too fast. Hang on. It is building our reading and writing lives as a classroom community.
Oh, wow. I like that. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. That's going to be a good one.
Monica, isn't Eric Kurtz fabulous? Like, I love reading what he writes, and he's great. So, yeah, definitely.
Hi,
Angela. Yeah. Angela, where are you from?
Ohio.
Thanks, Amber.
There it is. That's next week's topic there. Thanks, Amber. So next week will be great. Super excited about that. Tiffany's going to be into her second week of school, so maybe you'll be just like slightly less crazy. It's going really, really well. Really well. Yes. But I am reeling from it still. So yeah, so exciting stuff. So podcast on Monday, new course next week as well. And obviously Mastery Chat Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'll jump to that. Monica says, yay. Teresa rocks. And Eric Kurtz is the googliest. Angela's in Virginia. So that's an easy drive up, too. So that'll
right
be good
up
too.
77.
Just straight up 77, depending on where you're at in Hampton Roads. I don't know where that is in Virginia, but
I drive through Virginia every time I go to Charlotte, North Carolina to see my sister.
So you can come up, too. It'd be great.
Yeah.
So anyway, so until next week, make sure you check out the podcast at teachbetter.com on Monday. Yay. And if you're not already in the academy, go to teachbetteracademy.com. You can sign up. There's free courses there if you want to get a feel for how things are. And then the academy membership, $9 a month, gets you everything, including the brand new course that's coming out. Angela, so you're in Virginia Beach, so we're like, it's about an 8-hour drive for you up here, but you're actually going to come through PA across the turnpike there.
Pick up some people as you go. Rent a van.
Pick everyone up as you go. Someone was on the chat today in Harrisburg, so PA, so you can grab them.
Yeah.
Grab Kristen Nan in Pittsburgh on your way through. And
how cool would it be to set up like a bus?
A Teach Better bus.
A Teach Better bus, right?
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen now. I think that just happened.
Starts in Virginia and like whoop, 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 whoop. We could pick up Rochelle in Pittsburgh, right?
See, we got. It's gonna be great. This is good stuff. We got ideas. We got planning to do. No, seriously, guys. Podcast Monday, new course next week. We'll see you on Massive Chat. We'll see you back here live before chat, and obviously after as well. Guys. Monica says, "Thanks for having me tonight. Really inspired by all the responses. Thank you again, Monica, for an awesome chat and taking time out to do that. And it was an inspiring chat and a great one. So we will see you guys next week. And until then,
thank you. Bye.
We'll see you guys.